I got to tell you, I am going to love this. And I'm talking here about the MAGA civil war that's coming. In fact, it's already begun and has been ongoing in a limited way for a while now. And things yesterday really started to heat up. You had, if you missed this, you need to search up the video for this. But Tucker Carlson, I guess, was interviewing Ted Cruz, or he had Ted Cruz on as a guest on, I guess, his podcast. And he just humiliated Ted Cruz on the issue of Iran and other things. And it was awesome. Now, I am no fan of Tucker Carlson. Do not misunderstand me. But if one guy I hate is destroying and humiliating another guy I hate, I'm going to love that. And when somebody humiliates Tucker Carlson, I'll love that too. But we had that going on. We also have other cracks forming in this MAGA coalition. We had Tucker Carlson again on with Steve Bannon, and they were talking about Iran, and both of them are adamantly opposed to U.S. intervention. Man, I can't speak today. U.S. intervention in the Israeli-Iranian conflict. And, there's not a whole lot that binds the MAGA coalition together, and most of them believe in absolutely nothing. But there are certain segments of that coalition who, for some of them, there are motivating issues. And Tucker Carlson and Steve Bannon were on board with the America First, Fortress America, don't be involved in the rest of the world at all, don't be involved in Ukraine, don't be involved in the Middle East. Maybe they would support intervening if the U.S. was going to do so on the side of Russia. Maybe they would support joining Russia in some military conflict. I don't know. But they don't want any U.S. military involvement anywhere. And so they are both pissed about what Trump has been saying about getting involved in Iran. Tucker has been a little bit more outspoken about this. There's video of him saying that this could effectively end the Trump presidency. Bannon, at least from what I have seen, hasn't gone quite that far yet, but he said that it would be a betrayal of MAGA if Trump were to get involved. Now that's big time for Steve Bannon to talk about Donald Trump betraying MAGA. Them's fighting words. So, and remember, Steve Bannon couldn't, he's one of these guys who could not possibly have his head any further up Donald Trump's ass than he has up to this point. I mean, he's one of these guys who's out there pushing Donald Trump for a third term and, stay tuned. We're working on ways so that he could run again. So that's where Bannon's coming from. I mean, total Trump sycophant. And he's talking about Trump betraying MAGA if he uses military force against Iran. Now, we'll see what Bannon actually says if Trump does it. Will he backtrack and go right back to kissing Trump's ass? Maybe this is just his way of trying to persuade Donald Trump not to take military action in Iran. But then if he actually does it, Bannon will do what so many of these MAGAs do. And suddenly they will do an about face on their opposition. And suddenly Bannon will support you using the military to attack Iran. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. There's other fissures. Which is the other one that I wanted to talk about? I can't remember. But MAGA's attacking Lindsey Graham. It's just going. There's lots of people that are beginning to speak out against some of the things that Donald Trump is doing, and a lot of these people are attacking each other. And this is only going to ratchet up as time goes by. This coming MAGA civil war is the easiest thing to see coming. This was absolutely 100% inevitable. It was as easy to predict as predicting the fallout between Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Of course, it was always going to happen. And the reason why this MAGA civil war is a foregone conclusion, it is inevitable, is because it's a personality cult. As I mentioned, there's nothing that binds these people together. This is not a political movement. It's a personality cult masquerading as a political movement. These people for the most part, don't believe in anything, right? Most of these Trump supporters don't actually believe in a damn thing. And the proof of that is just look at how many things they have flip-flopped on, right? Because in order to support Donald Trump blindly, you have to be willing to abandon any position that you say you hold today at a moment's notice, because Donald Trump has taken both sides of pretty much every single issue. And so you have to flip-flop all over the damn place. You cannot actually you can't actually have any principles or hold to any policies. You have to be willing to just say whatever in the moment in order to support Donald Trump. So just take a look at Iran, right? So these people, we're all anti-war, anti-foreign involvement of any kind. We can't help Ukraine. No more foreign wars, no more forever wars. And then what's happened since Donald Trump has been office? He's threatening war against everyone, including friggin' Canada and Panama and Denmark, because he wants to take Greenland. Right? He says he's going to take over Gaza and put up hotels. Right? He's going to dislocate all of those people, forcibly remove them. Now he's going to bomb Iran, maybe. I mean, and all of these people who believed all of the bullshit about no more foreign involvement, no more foreign wars, are now, now they're warmongers. Now they all sound like a bunch of ultra neocons. Right? So there is no position that any of these people can hold to because they don't have any. It's a cult of personality where all you have to do to be a member is mindlessly support the dear leader. Well, the problem for them is that the dear leader is going bye-bye pretty soon. One way or the other, he's not going to be around long. If for no other reason, then he's mortal. I know a lot of them don't actually think he's mortal. He's some sort of demigod or something to these people, but he is. And, just take a look at the actuarial tables. Statistically speaking, the man doesn't have long above ground. And he's not, the picture of health, right? So if for no other reason, he's not going to be around much longer for that reason, but he's got 3.5 years left to go on his term. And that's assuming obviously that he doesn't successfully manage a military coup and stay in office illegally, which I don't think he will successfully be able to do, although I don't put it past him in trying, and that could be their plan right now as we speak. And even if he is temporarily, I don't want to get off on this tangent, but I'll just say this. Even if he is temporarily successful in illegally clinging to power after the expiration of his term, it's not going to end well. What do you think is going to happen if he tries a military coup and stays in office after his term ends? Is everyone just going to go, oh, well, I guess he's a dictator for life now? No, we are going to be roiled in, conflict, the likes of which I don't think anyone can really understand right now. And ultimately, it will end very badly for him if he goes down that road. And if he is in any way successful in staying in office illegally, I think it will end for him the way it ended for lots of other dictators who tried to stay in office illegally. Didn't end well for a lot of them. I don't think it's going to end well for Trump. But anyways, back to my point. One way or another, he's not going to be around much longer. And what's going to fill the void left when he leaves the scene? There is no heir apparent. There can be no heir apparent. Right? Like, say, for example, Democrats win back control in huge majorities of both houses of Congress in the midterms. And say they are successful in impeaching and removing him from office, right? He's gone. Or let's just say a hamburger gets him next week, whatever. He leaves office early and J.D. Vance becomes president. Do you think that J.D. Vance is going to command the same kind of cult-like following that Donald Trump did? That MAGA's worship of Donald Trump is then just going to go over to J.D. Vance? No, not a chance in hell. And so no matter how and when Trump leaves the scene, there is nobody who can just step into Trump's shoes and unite this coalition of lunatics around them. It's not going to happen. There's going to be a huge power vacuum, and all of these people are going to be fighting for control. They're all going to turn on each other, and they're all going to be trying to cater to the base voters of the Republican Party who don't believe in anything. They have been conditioned over the last freaking decade not to believe in anything. The only thing that unites the overwhelming majority of these people is undying, mindless worship of Donald Trump. That's it. That's the only unifying factor here. Because as we say, there's no principles, there's no policies. It's nothing. It's just Trump, Trump, Trump. That's it. Once Trump is gone, there is nothing to unify them. There will be different groups of people that sort of coalesce as the MAGA coalition breaks up. And they will coalesce around their little pet issues. You know, you'll have the hardcore racists over here, the hardcore sexists over there. You will have the people who just hate all immigrants and don't want any immigration and will tolerate no immigration. You have, you know, the anti-war people like, you know, Bannon and Tucker Carlson, who actually believe in Fortress America, no intervention of any kind. So there'll be some pockets of people who unite around policies or principles, if you want to call it that, or issues that unite them. But for the most part, the overwhelming majority of Republican voters don't believe in anything. Yes, a lot of them are racists and sexists and xenophobes and all this kind of stuff. But really, primarily, they're just cultists. That's it. That's all this has been about. And they're in it for owning the libs and rah-rah Republicans, and that's about it. They watch Fox News religiously. They just want to own the libs. And so you will have a lot of these MAGAs who are looking to, you know, take power in the Republican Party, trying to appeal to those idiots that, you know, that the rank and file moron Republican voter. And they will try to appeal to them in different ways, but it will pit them against each other also. And that's what's going to be so freaking delicious in all of this, because it's going to be nasty, because all they know is nastiness and lying and attacking, right? What they do to Democrats and anyone really who doesn't worship Donald Trump. Those same tactics that they have been using on everyone who doesn't support Donald Trump, they will begin to use on each other, because it's all they know. And it's going to get ugly, like really ugly. And again, it's inevitable. It's going to happen. It's already begun to happen, but you ain't seen nothing yet. I'm actually a little surprised that it's already started to happen to the degree that it has. When you're really going to see it, when it's going to be pedal to the metal, MAGA civil war, will be right after the midterm elections, because that's when the presidential election ramps up. And believe you me, there are a lot of Republicans who are looking to run. I know they got to go through the motions of pretending that maybe Donald Trump will run again for a third term. None of them believe it. They're making their plans. You're going to have DeSantis running and a whole bunch of others. And so as soon as the midterms are over, the presidential election begins. And what's going to make it even worse is hopefully Republicans get their asses kicked in the midterm elections, which will only greatly exacerbate that MAGA civil war. It's just going to be great. And so I am going to be covering the hell out of this, because this is one of those things I have been looking forward to. So you better believe I'm going to be covering it. Anyway, just wanted to share that with you. Take a look at that Ted Cruz, Tucker Carlson video. Go look at it. It's great. But keep coming back here, because I'm going to be talking about this a lot. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.